I am the king, 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 king. I am the king, 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 king. I am the king, 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 king. I am the king, 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 king.
Today on episode 19 of Kings of the Village, we have Joey White, the founder of Hourtimenow, Inc. in Los Angeles, who is thrilled to announce the launch of his exclusive social media platform and first uniquely black social networking website. We'll get into it. It's a website for African Americans everywhere who have been shut down. Well, we have the founder and CEO on this show today. I promise you don't want to miss this. The Kings of the Village starts right now.
I am the king and will not be.
Welcome into episode 19 of the Kings of the Village. I'm Stephion. You can tune in anytime on Spreaker.com or listening on any streaming platform where available, like iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, and of course Apple Podcasts. And you can always email us your questions at kingsofthevillage@yahoo.com. Joey White, how are you, sir?
I'm great, brother. I am great. Thank you for allowing me to take up some of your precious time here.
So
greatly appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you having you on the show, a founder and CEO of Hourtime, spelled Hourtime, Noun, N-O-W, Inc. He's in Los Angeles, California, with all his kids, all his babies. He's enjoying his life. He's making things happen for the African Americans. So the website allows African Americans to meet with one another, to speak freely about issues that directly affect race without getting banned, suspended, or harassed on many sites. And you can be very free to say whatever, as if the case on other social media sites. What I'm excited about is it's a brother saying we need a platform, and we need one right now. So it is Hourtimenow. Joey, welcome to the show. How you feeling? What's going on with you?
Man, just trying not to melt in this California sun. It's been so hot. It's been so hot this weekend, and it's just getting hotter. But that's the price of admission in California. In our Constitution, it's guaranteed. Sun is guaranteed in California.
No. Y'all got beaches. Listen, I live downtown on Broadway. LA is nowhere near hot as the Midwest. When it gets hot in the Midwest, you die. You guys have water, the little breeze, and all that. Now, y'all may get some wildfires, but it ain't that hot there. I live there.
We got a wildfire going right now.
Y'all always
do. It
do.
started yesterday.
Y'all always do. Nobody feels sorry for y'all, though. Y'all in LA. Come on. I live there. I lived there for a period of time, so no.
Oh yeah, no, nobody feel bad for it. It's like, man, it's always sunny here. We don't got all the crazy weather. We have some earthquakes, but that's okay. That's a nice. If you laying in the bed, that's a nice little cheap massage. You'll be all good.
Got it. All right, so you created this this website, Hourtimenow. You're a family man. You got priorities. You got stuff you could be worried about. Why did you decide that you're going to get up one day and say, I'm going to create a platform for African Americans everywhere who doesn't have a voice? Walk me through how you woke up and said, today's the day where I'm going to create this platform. Talk to us about it.
Well, okay. Well, basically, it started way back, and here's one of them stories your grandfather tells you, it started way back in 2012, slightly after Trayvon Martin got killed. I'm sitting on Facebook talking to some friends on Facebook and everything, and we see this page pop up. Somebody posted about Trayvon Martin. This white guy created this Facebook page, and he named it Trey Boone Martin. And I forget the female's name that he was friends with, the girl. He had her with a gorilla head. He had Trayvon Martin's crime scene pictures. They were he was in different poses. He had photoshopped him in different poses, as a goal pose, and kicking field goals. I mean, he had him doing all kind of derogatory stuff. So we went to Facebook, hit their page, hate speech. They did nothing. This went on for like 2-3 months. It was like, I know I was hitting it almost every couple days, and a few other people were too. They didn't do nothing until the guy removed it. Then they sent me a message telling me, we went looking for the page, but it was gone. Now, rewind, in between time, we sitting there trying to figure out where's another social media site. It's like, man, we need our site for ourselves. And nobody knew nothing about creating the site because obviously Facebook had only been around a couple of years or whatever. So nobody knew nothing about social media or whatever. So I went trying to look, found one. I came back like Moses from the mountain and said, hey, I got a site. If y'all ready to go? Then all of a sudden, all my so-called friends, not all, but a few of them, decided they wanted to become FBI agents and wanted to investigate everything. They come with let me check it out. I got to go research and all this other stuff. They didn't research nothing else. So that's where Our Time Now came from, is from sitting on Facebook, getting banned, suspended, blocked, or whatever. We didn't have a name for Facebook jail back then, but that was what it became. And number one, and number two, the Trayvon Martin page. We were like, this is ridiculous. These people not going to remove this, but if you, what we call Karen now, if you hurt Karen's feelings, she going to run to Facebook and they will block you off the page, off the site. So we were like, this is ridiculous. We need our own. And that's why I decided to make a move and start doing, try to start something for us.
So why hour? Why hour? Not O-U-R, but H-O-U-R. Why the hour and why time? What does that really mean? What's the significance with the word hour?
Well, I was just having this conversation with one of my friends. Shout out to Melody.
Shout out Melody. Gang. She's
been her and Brandy have been with me on the site basically almost since day one. There's a few other people, if I can get y'all names at this moment, forgive me, don't kill me. But I was having this conversation with Melody the other day, and she asked me, why is that name? Because it don't roll off your tongue. It ain't nothing that you just have to, pop up like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Why Our Time Now? And I told her it came to me in a dream. I know it sounds crazy, but for all the spiritual black folks that always say they talking to their grandmothers and ancestors and all that stuff, and obviously you understand. So the name came to me in a dream. It popped in my head while I was asleep. I was half asleep because I barely sleep. So I was half asleep. TV's on because I go to sleep with the TV on sometimes, and I heard some drums. And I was like, what drums? What's going on? So I look up at the TV. Wasn't no drums on TV. I was like, okay, maybe my mind playing tricks on me, So I go half back to sleep, hit the drums again. What the hell's going on? Okay. And then all of a sudden, the name pops in my head. Our Time Now. I'm like, what? That don't even make no sense. Like Our Time Now. I said, okay, I got to remember that when I wake up. So I said, okay, I got the name. Then the next day, the hourglass popped in my head. And I was like, this don't even make no sense. I was like, okay, cool. So I said, well, it kind of do and it kind of don't. Because I said, hour and time is the same thing, but they can mean the same thing or two different things, just depending on how you want to look at it. Because the hour is obviously a measurement of time, and time is obviously a measurement of time. But it's an hour when people say, when should we do something right now? It encompasses that time frame of that hour. The time, obviously, the time is now. So it all three words basically play off of each other.
All right, I got it. So when somebody logs into www.ourtimenow, which is HOURTIME noun.com, they see what? Because when I go on the page, I do want to talk about some of the stories I'm looking at on the page. What is the feel? How do they navigate? Help us understand, because I'm old enough to remember when Facebook came about. I'm like, what is this mess? I'm old enough to remember when Twitter started, when Instagram started. I'm like, I'm not posting no damn pics. Now we're familiar with it. Get me familiar what I'm going to see. How is it brought? Is it entertainment, travel, events, HBCUs? Walk us through what we're going to see and why we should go to OurTime.com.
Well, I'm constantly playing with different things, different features and stuff like that on the site. So some people that come see the site a month ago are going to see something totally different today. I got to change my landing page back because I didn't like the one that I'm currently rolling with right now. You might see one that says grab your popcorn. I didn't like that landing page, so I'm going to be changing it back. But the home page, the first thing that you see is you'll see my greeter when I change it back. You'll see my greeter. It's a black woman that gives you a quick little 30-second introduction and greeting to the site. Welcome to Hourtimenow.com, and gives you a greeting. That's something totally different than other sites. Why? Because I wanted to welcome people to the site. Because when you come on the site, I try to treat everybody like their family. We're not members. Nobody's a member on the site. Everybody is a family member. Once you join the site, you're family, because that's the whole reason that I have it for, by, and about black people, because we needed our own space. Facebook is for white people, nothing, for the most part, because it's not like I'm just making this up. This is what they have shown us that they are. When you have a problem, speaking about black people on Facebook, they basically ignore you, for the most part. When somebody else gets their feelings hurt, whatever other group you want to throw in there, you're banned for 24 hours, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 15 days, 30 days is the max. I've seen some people have told me that they've gotten longer than that. I've actually had 2 months. They had blocked me off the site 2 months. I got blocked when Minister Farrakhan and Alex Jones and all of them got kicked off the site. I got blocked the same day. Same exact day, and I didn't even do nothing. They just kicked me off the site that day for 30 days. So I was like, what the hell?
So if you don't regulate, how do you decipher who is being a troll, who's being mean? What if somebody come and say, hey, niggers, I hate this? If you don't kick people off or decipher what is bad or good or a troll, how do you handle that then?
Well, that's where the family part comes in, because since day one, people have come and told me and the admin, hey, Johnny is not who they claim to be. They done said A, B, C, D, and I don't think that they black. So we go and look at their page. First of all, they might have, just made 2 comments in 3 weeks. Like, okay, that's a fake account, and bounce. Because when I first started, for whatever reason, they came looking for me. It's the scene in the Matrix where the Smiths came
right.
chasing after Neo. That's basically the way I was, because I had to kick off thousands of bots and fake accounts. People were posting all kinds of stuff. I mean, I had to kick off thousands of bots. And then when I tightened up the security, and I deleted 1, and 5 came back. I deleted those 5, 20, and they started multiplying until I got 10,000 block bots. I just had to keep on deleting. I said, this ain't gonna work. But they knew I was there. So they started doing all this, and everybody was like, hey, these accounts is fake and blah, blah, blah. So me and the admins had to go in and delete all of that. And it took me a good while to delete all of those fake accounts, man. It was crazy. And because they knew I was a threat, even though I don't know why, but they took me as a threat. Just like I said, with Facebook, for whatever reason, they take me as a threat because they kick me off the site, for doing nothing.
Right. So I understand that. All right. So we're talking to Joey White, founder of Our Time, Inc. We are thrilled to certainly have him with us. He is the creator, owner, operator, and he controls the bots on the website. You can be a part of the conversation anytime at kingsofthevillage@yahoo.com. Kingsofthevillage@yahoo.com. We have a question from Sue Onassis, who wants to know, there's already enough platforms like Twitter, Instagram, who has a bigger presence. Why do we need something specifically to African Americans? Isn't that a form of racism? Your thoughts?
Well, I use the Dr. Claude Anderson and soon to be Merriam-Webster version of racism. Dr. Claude Anderson said, racism is a system designed by white people to have economic and political power over another group or groups. Now, who owns Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg. Does he or does he not have economic and political power over another group or groups? Yes, he does. Because if you try to create a business page on his website, he controls how much you pay, how much you charge, and who sees it. Political, obviously, he works with or for different politicians. So he is the living personification of racism. Now you say, why do we have Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all of that? Those are websites for, by, and about white people and their particular needs, wants, and desires. They only want black people on their page because they generate money through ads. If we just saw, Mark Zuckerberg just lost $7 billion or $76 billion or something like that, $1 million from lost ad revenue because advertisers were disappearing off of there. If you look at your Facebook feed, most of the articles, especially for black people, center around black people. If you remove all of that, Mark Zuckerberg loses millions of dollars. Number one. Number two, the biggest thing is that black people, every group needs a space that they can talk about their own particular issues. When I live here in LA, I tried to join the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce just to see what was going on and everything. They said, okay, you can join, but do you speak Spanish? I said, no. They said, okay, well, you can join, but if you don't speak Spanish, it's going to be kind of hard for you to keep up with the meeting, number one. Number two, we don't have an interpreter here all the time.
Wow.
So that basically told me, this is not for you. But with black people, we always have to have a but with our situation. You can create a site, why is it racist? Like, why does it have to be have a Jewish American or Jewish museum to talk about the Holocaust in their situation? Why they don't have other people in there? Why they don't have black Jews in there? Because it's not for them. This is for you. This is for us, and that is for everybody else. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's sad. I agree with that. So walk me through, because that's a good question. And it was actually Susie Onassis, not Onassis, not to be with the Kennedys.
I was about to say, Susie Onassis got time to talk to us?
Onassis. Onassis. She's in Denver, by the way. So thank you for that question. I hope he answered that for you. So let's talk about...
Thank you, Susan.
So let's talk about this, because I think, Joey, I don't know well, maybe we should call you Mr. White because you're a founder of a whole website. That's a big deal.
You can call me Joey. Man, Mr. White was my father. That's all good.
Well, you pretty soon about to be old too, so you're gonna be a legend pretty soon. So let me
I'll
ask
never
you.
be as old as my father, so I'm good.
This is very true. Very true. So let's talk about this, because I think a lot of people want to start an app, start an application, start a website. And then talking to you and meeting you, it was very interesting on all the stuff you went through to start this site, because I would have gave up and like, you know what, I'm going to work and I'm going to raise my kids. I don't have any, but if I had them, I'd raise my kids and focus on feeding them fried chicken or whatever. But you overcame a shit ton of obstacles. Walk me through from the day you had the idea, because you told us about that, and all the stuff you had to endure to get this thing off the ground.
Bruh, this will probably take a couple of shows, but to try to give you a Crib Knows version, I started the site, get a couple people to join and stuff like that. At one time, I had more features on my site than Facebook did. Because Facebook was just basically basic. They had about 5 or 6 different features on there. At one time, my site had 12. And it was more than they had. So at one time I had a bunch of people there. Facebook got more money than me, so they added more features. People ran back, so they bounced back and forth, or whatever. I had one brother that said he was going to help me out with the site because I started it for that reason I talked to you about, but also because I had went to a Savior's Day in 2011, I believe, and Minister Farrakhan was talking about, as he always does, but this particular time he was talking about black people doing for self, start a business, do something for your people, whatever. So I was trying to get a message to Minister Farrakhan, and I met this Muslim brother that told me that he could help me do that. Well, to go backwards and forwards at the same time, he never did that. he never he never got the message that I wrote for Minister Farrakhan to him because he didn't have no access. And he started telling people that he owned the site and doing all kind of crazy stuff. So I had to get rid of him. So then I had this other brother that came on the site, told me, "Oh man, I'm a tech person. I can help you do this and do that." Okay, cool. So he told me that he had his own server because we need to get our server off, or the site off of white people's servers and put it on our own. I'm like, okay, great. He was lying about that too. Tried to steal the site from me. I finally got it back. I've had people create Facebook pages about how racist Our Time Now is. We were just talking about that the other day, about this one woman that joined the site, said that I was racist because I wouldn't allow white people on the site and all this. So she went back to Facebook and created a page that says Our Time Now is racist. And then grabbed and then tagged all her friends in it so they could talk about how racist it was, which basically had the opposite effect because most of her friends joined Our Time Now.
So what is it? So let me ask you this,
huh?
Joey. So you will have obstacles over anything or platform like this when that caters to one demographic. How have you overcome that?
Man, just perseverance, bro. I mean, there's been so many. There's been other sites that have come and copied Our Time Now, copied the whole site and everything but the name, and then try to go back and tell people that, I started before him, he copying off of me, blah blah blah. I mean, it's been besides all that, how do you you just got to persevere. I mean, it's not about the money. That's the biggest hurdle that a lot of these people have that came and failed, is the money. Either they trying to do it out their own pocket, they don't have enough money, or they thinking that they can make money off of black people, and then they come to find out that don't last too long, and then they fall. But it has to be from the heart. It's for my Mount Rushmore in my head at this current moment that I tell everybody. It's 4 men: my father, Malcolm, Martin, and Medgar Evers. Those are the 4 men that I look up to, that I want to try to emulate, because even though my father wasn't a freedom fighter and all of that, but he raised me, and I didn't turn out too bad. But I look at Malcolm, Martin, and Medgar Evers. They gave their lives, their families, up for our people. And if I don't, and at least I would feel that I wasted my life if I didn't try to do 1/1000th of what they did. Now, obviously, I don't have the same popularity. I don't have the same money or access to people that they do, and that's okay. If I reach one person, that's better than not reaching anybody. Like I tell my kids all the time, a try is 100. A think about is a 0. So either you want to be 100 or you want to be a 0.
Period.
I don't care what you do. Like I'm in law school. I got to go the back way because I don't have the same money that a lot of people do. I got to go to school online.
Right.
That's fine. I do the best I can. But I told my daughter, she wants to be a lawyer because she's like, I'm gonna be a lawyer because of you. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I told her, I don't want you to be a lawyer because of me. I want you to think higher than just going to college to get a degree. I just got a degree because I needed to get a degree to get a better job. I want you to have a better opportunity than me. So I want you to think doctor, lawyer, nurse, a career, something that you can flip and work for yourself, where you can just give somebody the one finger salute and say, I don't need this job, I'm out of here. And if you become a lawyer, great. You can, I want you to control your own destiny. I want somebody else to control yours. But like I said, back to perseverance is the biggest part of this. You got to just keep going. You got to try to keep going no matter what people tell you, because people told me I'm stupid, I'm racist, I'm wasting my time, black people ain't going to follow you, you wasting your time trying to create stuff just for black people. And I'm like, dude, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, this is my cross to bear. I chose to pick this cross up and carry it, because I wanted to try to do something for my own people. The site is not as polished and pretty as it could be, and that's cool. The reason is because it shows that it's a work in progress. Like Aaron Magruder started off the Boondocks every show. I'm the stone that the builder refused. That's what Our Time Now is. It's the stone that the builder refused. Matter of fact, I built it out of all the stones that I found that the builders refused.
Well,
if that makes any sense.
that's a message. It's almost kind of like this podcast. You keep tweaking until it gets better, until you find what works, till people respond to it. People will certainly comment. Just like Fina Benson from Sioux City. She has a question for you. She got in on your site where it says, hurry up and grab the best plan. Now, the regular membership is free, but the business owner account is $5 a month. She wants to know, what do you get for $5 a month?
The $5 a month does two things. One, obviously, it helps support the site because, to keep me from having to even try to get ads on the site, which is ridiculous, because you got all them ads on there, number one. Number two, it gives you access to the customers that most people are trying to get to. Is the black people. I'm going to be introducing another thing pretty soon to try to rev that up. But that's what the $5 is basically for. It's just basically to give, black people access to black customers. And when you go on Facebook, my sister had, shout out to Veta. My sister had a conversation with somebody on Facebook. They were saying the same question. Oh, he charged $5. And she said, no, number one, the site is free, but the Facebook charges way more than $5 for you to be on Facebook, because she said it was like $1 something a day for, I forget how many customers, because you get, they have different plans on how many customers you want to reach and stuff like that, cheap, 5,000, 10,000, whatever, all the way up to 1 million people a day or whatever. And she was like, the cheapest one she found was like $1 something a day. She was like, he's charging $5 a month. Like, that ain't nothing. That's a Starbucks drink. That ain't nothing. If you complain about $5, I'm not talking about this person. She said, if you complaining about $5, she said, try to create your own website and see how much it costs.
Agreed. So for this business, it is extremely taxing and very expensive. So $5, I'm definitely going to sign up mine today and get my business platform. Shout out to King of the Village. We're going to be on your site, brother. And
that's the whole thing, $5. Because do you know how much, just to let you know, it costs to create it? You have to create a website. Then you have to add features. Even if you go to Wix, Wix.com, not advertising, just saying. You go to Wix.com or even GoDaddy, because they can help you create websites too. But they give you a basic platform with nothing hardly on it. A few little features. If you want to add the other stuff, that's the premium stuff. Then you got to add this. You got to add that. You want groups, you want chat, you want this and that. You got to add this stuff. Start a la carte. You start adding stuff. Then that's just for the site. Then you got the security. Which security plan do you want? Do you want them to just scan your site to see if you're going to have some bots or some malware or something like that? Because malware is every day. People try to constantly hit sites every day. That's an expense. Then you got the hosting plan, and you have I forget. It's a bunch of stuff, but basically what I'm getting at, creating a website costs way more than $5. If you can create a website for $5, let me know. I'll buy 100 of them. And run it on $5, you doing good.
Agreed. So when somebody walks into this site, and some of the stories I've seen, they were talking about, walk us through some of the stories that we could see. Will this be a platform where it's regulated and heavily black stories? Can we post all kind of stories? What is allowed to be posted on here? Is it like a true freedom of speech site for African Americans, or are you going to see Joe Biden, other political stories? What will we see on this site?
Well, just to clarify, it's not only for African Americans; it's for Black people around the world. I have members in Africa. I have members just like your show. I got members in different countries, all over the place. So it's members all over the place. So it's anybody that's Black that is tired of dealing with, getting banned, blocked, suspended, posts mysteriously disappearing. That's what the site is for. Now, you can post anything on the site legal that's not offensive as far as like porn and stuff like that. It's a family site. I've had members tell me, "Thank you for creating this site because I can get my kids to join." Because it doesn't make any sense to create something for Black people and have it do the same exact thing that Facebook and Twitter does. Twitter is basically a porn site, and Facebook is a police site. So pick your poison on that. But I try to keep it, clean. That's what I basically try to do, is just keep it clean. And, you can post anything you want. If you want to post news articles, great. Go ahead and do it. I do that all the time. Anything you want to do, but just try to keep it clean. You basically, is this something, what you about to post, is this something that you want your mama to see? For the most part.
Depends on who your mama is.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let me rephrase. If your mama was Coretta King, would you want her to see that?
Right. Oh, okay, got it. All right, yeah, she's a better version because, my mother's a pretty dope person. So what do you... So,
mine is too, but yeah.
Yeah, I like her 90% of the time. So,
exactly.
So you have this platform now. Will you ever be on there covering protests, marches, giving messages? Because sometimes you see Mark Zuckerberg at town hall meetings. Will you ever be incorporating any of your views or anything you plan to give to the people, talking to the people?
Well, the site is. I try to tell people that the site is a social movement site. It's not really a social media site in the vein of a Facebook or a Twitter. Yeah, you can post, you can put pictures, you can, do all that stuff, but it's basically a social movement, because first you have to get the people, and then you have to get the message out. So once I get enough people to join the site and actually start contributing to the site, meaning adding content and stuff like that, where I can have a conversation with these people, then we can start trying to push our particular agenda. There are groups out there right now that are saying that they are black, but they are pushing other agendas.
Right.
My agenda is to try to rebuild the black family, which consists of the black man, black woman having the black children and perpetuating the black race into perpetuity through economic enrichment and, political and legal knowledge. So that's one reason why I wanted to go to law school, because I wanted to have the knowledge that white people have, because the law is its own language. Because I had somebody tell me one time, when you in court, remember this, there are 3 friends and 1 stranger. And if you the defendant, you the stranger, because your lawyer, the prosecutor, and the judge all went to law school, and they know everything that each other know. It's just that they're playing a game on you. So if you know what they're talking about, you sitting there looking stupid. You think your lawyer is really fighting for you, and they just talking to each other, like it's a regular conversation, because you don't understand their language. If you had an idea of their language, you could help yourself a lot better. So that's what I want to do.
Right, got it. So what are some of the people you plan on or would like to, because I know everybody has some kind of mentor. Like, I like who I like in radio. That's my background in TV. Who are some of your mentors? Or do you go to Silicon Valley to learn about apps and resources? Who do you work with? Who would you like to work with to continue to grow this thing? Because I think this platform you have is so important. And when I learned about it, I said, I got to find this dude. And you were so responsive. So I'm glad you shout out to you for hitting us up before you got to the billionaire status. Because Mark Zuckerberg ain't calling me no more. But who do you work with to get this thing going, and who inspires you?
Let me tell you this real quick. I want to thank you for, even entertaining the idea of wanting to speak to me. I met this brother. Won't put his name out there, but he has a black TV. Not Bob Johnson. It's a black-owned TV station thing that started in Inglewood. I ain't gonna say his name or his business, but a couple years ago, I tried to have a conversation with him. I actually hit him up. I talked to him on the phone one day, and I said, "Excuse me, brother." He was selling stock to his business because he wanted to get on Wall Street, and I bought some stock. And I said, "Hey, brother, I want to have a conversation with you if you can. I own Hourtimenow, a black social media site. I'm just trying to do something just like you are, to help our people. Can we have a sit down?" He said, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna put you in touch with my media person or whatever." I talked to this woman for 1 hour. She blew smoke up my behind, talking about, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to have you with him and talk to you, blah blah blah." I ain't heard from that woman since.
Right.
And that was about 4 years ago.
Wow.
I am not above talking to anybody that want to talk about anything, because the same people you meet going up is the same people you gonna meet going down. Number one, and number two, if you can't help or talk to your own people, then what the hell are you doing?
Right.
You know.
Certainly understand. So you're working with them. So you talked about some of the features. What else can we expect on this website? What will be so interactive? Is there going to be like a Twitter feed or group chat, or way people can build relationships on here? Because I see that you can post things on here, but will it be interactive where we can get on there and have a platform where we can say, yeah, this march is in London, and sign up here where we can all go? Like, will that be coming soon?
Well, yeah. For argument's sake, let's just say the site has similar features as Facebook. You can create groups. You can do chat. You can post. You can post videos. I've had a bunch of people tell me that they want to remove. They're like, why do you have a link to Facebook and Twitter? And I'm like, well, that's just for ease of use. If you wanted to use it, they was like, well, you should remove it because that don't make no sense. I was like, you know what? That do make sense. So I'm going to be removing the links for Facebook and Twitter for the sign in, because it doesn't make any sense to have a link to the thing when you're trying to get away from them. Mm-hmm. But the whole reason that I had it is because I wanted to, give the people a way to, link their Facebook friends with Our Time Now to bring them over as a bridge. But I mean, just like Harriet Tubman, you don't need no bridge, make your own bridge. Right. Tell the people, come on, let's go. If they don't want to come, too bad for them.
Too bad.
Because we're not gonna, beg anybody. You could talk a good game. I met hundreds of people on Facebook that talk a good game. Oh, I'm Black Pride, I'm Black Power, I'm Black Only. Okay, join my site. I gotta think about it. What the hell? Wait a minute. You gotta think about it. You didn't have to think about joining Facebook and Twitter. You didn't have to think about joining Instagram, but you have to think about joining something black, is because you're not really what you say you are. What they used to call them back in the 90s, studio gangsters.
Oh, wow.
Studio revolutionary. You a Facebook revolutionary.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Well, it's easier to sit back and do that on a large platform, and it's very scary to be on a new wavelength of creating something new. Like my show only has 19 episodes in, so that's new. So while we're
your show is grown to 19 episodes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we 19 in, but listen, we've expanded to India, to Africa, Singapore. So shout out to those who are really supporting this platform. And then So anything new, people are scared. It's taboo. Like you said, it's a revolution. But I think what you're creating is something that is just for us to be able to communicate with each other, to share ideas, to promote businesses. And people, for whatever reason, in 2020 still feels like, not quite sure I want to sponsor that yet. But I think it's necessary.
No. Well, here's the thing that I've seen. I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. If any of your listeners think I'm wrong, they can tell me I'm wrong. I have noticed, because I sit back and observe, if white people say, then black people say. If white people say that it's okay, black people say it's okay. Black Lives Matter. White man say Black Lives Matter is okay. Oh, then that's okay. Black Panthers, black people say is okay. Black people, I don't know. And I'm talking about the reincarnation of Black Panthers, not the old Black Panthers. I'm talking about the new one. Oh, well, they revolutionary and violent and everything. They ain't hurt nobody. They ain't killed not one person. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to join them, but you'll join something else.
Right.
Because the white man said it was okay. I'm down with Black Lives Matter. Talking about Becky. Oh, okay. Well, I gotta go over here with Becky. Jamal say, hey, I'm over here with Black Panther Party. Well, I don't know. That sounds a little radical. And I've seen it myself. I mean, I see it on Facebook all the time. These people talking good game, but when it's time to get in the game, they want to get drafted to the NBA so they can be number 12 on the bench.
Right.
Just so they can say they got a jersey and they get a check from the NBA. That's all they want, is some evidence to say that they got something. So they can say, I was in the league. They don't want to play though.
So I do want to talk to you before I let you go. We're talking to Joey White, who is the founder, president, CEO.
You're getting tired already. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. not yet. But I want to run through some topics with you since you are on the cusp of, running a major social media platform who's going to be dealing with a lot of topics, a lot of issues. You probably get some backlash on what people can find on your sites, but I do want to run through a few topics with you. Just recently, Nike decides to remove the Redskins name from apparel from its website, and going to stop selling jerseys. How do you feel about that? Or do you feel like that matters? Will it make some change, or are they just continuing to jump on the black bandwagon?
Well, as far as NFL, I'm a Cowboys fan. But
I'm sorry to hear that. Are they a college team? I never heard of them.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
I think they're a college team.
I have to say, I don't like the Redskins for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the team because, it's a rivalry thing. I like the Black Indian logo, and the Redskins. I really the racial connotation behind it, because they weren't red. The natives that were here were black. Everybody and their mama said that they black. I don't know where they came up with this red stuff, but Columbus and all of them came over here, painted pictures of them, made statues, and they were black. So I don't know where the red part came in, but Nike jumping on the politically right bandwagon because they don't want to be left behind. They don't want to say, well, Nike didn't do nothing, or Adidas didn't do nothing, or blah, blah, blah didn't do nothing when the chips was down. That's why they getting behind it. Now, I've heard talk that people want the Redskins to change their name to the Red Tails. I like that name. I like that. It pays homage to, obviously the Red Tails, number one, and number two. The biggest thing is that the first black quarterback, real black, HBCU black quarterback to win a Super Bowl was, as far as I can remember, Doug Williams, Washington Redskins. So, that would go right along with the whole Washington Redskins aura, and it would get them more fans, if nothing for the fact that you got this name Red Tails. People would buy more merchandise from you than they would the other teams. The Cowboys would probably be number 3 or 4 or 5 because Red Tails, you could wear that. It'd be Black History Month. They would sell out. They would probably sell out. So, I like that, but, I don't like the usury of these corporations. I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it was Instagram and Twitter. I think it was looking at their board of directors. One black person, I think, per company, and they talking about we care about Black lives. I'm like, really? You ain't hired none. Well,
everybody's life. Yeah, everybody's writing a check and sending out beautiful long letters saying we stand with you. So that's easier than really changing the dynamics. And then they're not even addressing the issues that we actually are asking for. We're asking for you to change the laws, get rid of qualified immunity. Yeah, but it's easier to throw a check, though. It's so much easier to write you $100 million check. We don't want a check. Keep that check. Right. We don't want from these corporations. If we're gonna get a check, cut me a check from the government. Don't cut me a check from Walmart. I don't care. You put your money behind the same way that Nike can put their money behind changing the Washington Redskins name is the same way the Nike can put a check behind getting a reparations check for Black people. Right. Agreed. Do stuff like that. Work to change these laws. Mm-hmm. It don't make no sense for people like Oscar Grant and Tamir Rice and George Floyd and the list goes to Breonna Taylor. Black people can't do nothing. You can see. Just add it up. If you're a child playing in a park, you can't play there because they're gonna kill you. If you're riding on the damn BART, they're gonna shoot you in the back and get away with it. If you standing on a corner selling cigarettes, but the white man standing on the next corner selling crack, he ain't worried about the crack. He worried about cocaine. I'm sorry. If he's selling cocaine and you selling cigarettes, they're gonna choke you to death for that. You can't sell CDs in front of a liquor store without getting shot. That's you can't sleep in your bed. Not only Breonna Taylor, but the other little sister that they killed on the first 48 and refused to get the tape up. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. They deleted the tape. So, Black people can't do anything. We've tried it. Martin Luther King's way. Right. I don't want to say that we have to go Malcolm's way, but
what do you want us to do? Because, I mean, what do you want us to do? I have 2 sons and 2 daughters. I'm scared right now. My oldest son's 16. He don't go to work, the school is out. But, I mean, when he gets old enough, he's going to be 18 in a heartbeat. And he's going to want to go to college if they ever let him play football again. If he want to go to college and stuff, I'm scared to let him go to any school, especially down south. Oh, shit. I might as well get burial insurance because I'm like, man, I'm scared to let him go there. And then even if it's down south, down to LA, it's even scary. I mean, not only for what the crime, but also the criminals with badges. It's like, man, you can't do anything. So, we need to change these laws. Don't worry about, it's cute to make these little small gestures and all of that, but do something big. Let's see you put your money behind something big that's going to change people's lives and stuff like that. This little changing football teams' names and, I stand with Black Lives Matter and all this. The way that they actually feel is the way that Mike Pence feels. You can't even say, Mike Pence, Black Lives Matter, Mr. Vice President. I think all lives matter. Oh, really? But we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about all lives matter. If your house was on fire, would you want the firemen to put out your house instead of the house across the street that ain't on fire? Oh, no, we talking about all houses right now. Sorry. Right. We got to go put out the house that ain't on fire. No, that sounds stupid.
Well, some people don't want to be controversial and make a stand on something, especially when you have aspirations to be the next president. So they got to keep their base happy. So we get all that. So trust me, I understand this. So let me talk about a hot topic issue that is really affecting
another one.
Oh man, we got a couple of them before you get out of here, bro. Because these are the things that are going to be on your website, www.hourtimenow. You can see some of these stories and much more. But Florida just shattered a single day record of over 11,000 new coronavirus cases. They're going to probably have what, 2 or 3
coming up next.
Of course, right. So what are your thoughts on this? How can we help the community? What do people need to stop doing? I have my opinions. I just think you stay your ass at home and no more beach parties, pool parties, laying up parties, threesome parties. What are your thoughts on Corona or COVID-19 and how much of this will be covered on your website?
I'm a veteran. And we have veterans. We have veterans. we have veterans who have COVID. Mm-hmm. I have a friend, won't tell his name, but I have a friend who just got over COVID. He told me his first week he couldn't hold nothing down. He couldn't hold nothing in. He was sick. He was in the bed for a whole week. His wife was kicked out of the room. He had to be in the room by himself. She would come in with a mask, gloves on, everything, Lysol, grab his dirty clothes, bring his food, take his tray away and everything for the second week because he couldn't eat the first week. So he lost a gang of weight. Came in, and then the third week he couldn't go back to work until he passed. He got 2 negative tests in order for him to get back to work. So he was off of work for 3 weeks. I'm not saying that COVID is fake. I'm not saying that it's real. All I'm saying is something is going around because he don't do nothing but go to work, go home, go meet with his kids, and that's it. So something is going around that is making people sick. What it is, I do not know, but I don't want to test the waters just to find out. Is going to the beach that important? I don't think so. Because, hell, you can get some sun anywhere. You can sit in your backyard or go sit on the porch or whatever and get some sun. I don't know what's going on. You don't know either. Err on the side of caution and just say, okay, I don't know what's going on. All the stuff is closed anyway. Why am I going to make it a big deal to go running out in the street to just 2? You know what I'm saying? We in LA, we got Disneyland, Magic Mountain, all that is closed. Florida is the same exact way. So what exactly are you so in gung-ho G.I. Joe to go outside for? It ain't nothing out there. So why stay your butt in the house and wait this out? 1918, the same thing happened with the Spanish flu. People was like, restless and wanted to be outside and all that. That's why the Dodge brothers died. Well, they wasn't out, but they got the Spanish flu and they died. Millions of people died. I think they had some kind of festival or something like that during the Spanish flu time in 1918, 1919, and it killed 500,000 people right after that. this is the same situation. And now they're talking about the bubonic plague is coming up. So first we had the COVID, then had murder hornet. Now we got the damn bubonic plague. These people just pulling damn diseases out of their hat. I don't know what's going on. But to answer your question with Florida and California and Texas, I mean, stay in the house. If you're non-essential, stay in the house. There ain't no reason for you to be outside. There ain't nothing that important outside that you need to be out there for. If you ain't got no job, you really don't need to be outside. Because where you going?
Wow.
If that makes sense.
It makes sense. So according to, I got a couple questions for you. You can answer how you want to about some black sites. And I want to get your take on them and think what they have to offer. But I do have another story that is on the rise, and I want to know how you handle it as a social media owner operator of a platform. So a single mom tried to kill herself and her 5 children after learning her boyfriend was married. But the story I'm asking you, because that's a devastating story that happened in Mississippi. She found out her dude was married. She said, you know what, I'm killing him.
I heard the kids was hers.
Yeah.
I mean, was his.
Right. So
she already knew the dude was married, but
right.
I think. But go ahead.
So I want to know how much you will allow to be broadcast live on your site. Will you let people march, kill themselves, ride through the streets and do fireworks? How controlled will this site? Because Facebook is losing control after, live hit. Like, people are doing everything. Like, we're getting a chance to see a bunch of stuff. But what will you allow? Because you said it's a family site, so I know something has to be censored. How will you control those kinds of things?
Well, at this particular moment, I do not have live on my site.
Okay.
And the reason I don't have live is because of, to be honest with you, because of the cost associated with live.
Okay.
Facebook, obviously, they got billions of dollars, and they control the software and everything like that. So they don't have to worry about that. But it's just too much cost at this moment associated with live to even want to put it on the site, because we're still trying to grow the site to having enough members to even support having a feature like that. Because I don't have enough actual continuous users to even want to have it, on the site right now. Number one. Number two, there is a problem with live, like the alleged murder. I say alleged because we never heard nothing else again about the Facebook killer. They killed that old man on Facebook Live or whatever, and then we never heard nothing else about it. And all the other crimes that go on live, because people don't know how to control themselves. That's a lot to police. So I really don't want to put live on the site per se, because that's the top on Pandora's box. And then the last thing I want people to say, oh, he allow these people to put all this porn and stuff on the site just like Facebook. That ain't no good going on that site. And then I'm like, then I'm stuck. Because once it's there, it's there. So I try to just keep it, let's keep it on a level, and then we can work from there. At one point, I might try to add live. Well, I wanted to have a live feature before Facebook even had a live. Because remember, I'm not technical. I don't, I don't really know a whole lot. I go find people like the LifeLock commercial where Jay Leno says, if I need a transmission done, I go try to find a transmission guy. I try to go find a computer guy to do this stuff. But I had this idea years ago of having a feature kind of like a live on the site. And the reason is because I wanted to have a space where, for argument's sake, Philando Castillo situation, he have a rear view camera, or he have his phone and it's recording the incident that's going on, and it's automatically on the site. So when the police grab your phone, which they often do, and delete stuff, it ain't going to be deleted. It's going to be on my server, not theirs, and they can't get access to it. That's what I wanted to have a quote-unquote live feature for, is to have a depository of information that pertains to us, because, for situations like that. So that's the reason that I wanted to have a live, but because Facebook and Twitter allow such debauchery to go on, that's just in people's heads. Not saying everybody, But it's just that's a avenue I don't really want to go down at this moment. I mean, I might have to talk to my people to see what they feel, but right now I ain't really feeling it.
Absolutely. Joey White, owner, operator, president, CEO, founder, controller, all that stuff of our
I do not control anything.
Oh, you control the site. Oh, yeah, you do. You just told me I can't ride through the city live yet. So when you make that happen, I'm getting on there and I am twerking all over your website. I'm going crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm twerking. I'm gonna be in my studio twerking on your website. So
Lord.
I noticed on there, scrolling through there, you people can post blogs. Is that still available to do? Because that's one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I do like that. And what I wanted to say, and the reason I'm bringing that up is, it reminds me kind of Black Space and MySpace back in the day, because, Facebook offers a lot of stuff, chat rooms and all that. But I do like, you have a lot of dope stories, and I hope people will go to, Our Time, Hourtimenow.com, and read some of the stories. Because you've had stories back in the day, like I'm looking, the 4 stages of the white supremacy, why people were dealing with, 8 ways that slavery still affects black people. And these are not new stories. These are some dope stories that people have blogged about back in the day. And I love that this platform is here, because it is so not only important, but educational. Because, as we know, the audience is pretty young, and not everybody reads and get news the same way. But sites that cater to us, you can go right now. This is why I love Our Time Now, and get some of these stories, get some of these editorials and perspectives. And you can also set up a new account, really relatively easy, and start posting stuff. You got a lot of great stories, and it's formatted from entertainment to travel events, and very easy to use. It's user friendly. And it looks black to me. I love that it says play the moments, pause the memories, rewind the happiness, explore videos. I love it. So that's why you got to grab popcorn, even though you're changing that. But I do love the narrative of this site and what it potentially can do for our community. Was that intentional, or did it evolve into what it is today? Evolve.
No, I started off, like I told you, with 10, 12 features on the site. The blogs, the chat, the groups and all of that stuff. I started with those from gate. So that was the intention, you know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to have people creating conversation, because a lot of people, they might want to, I met people along the way. Like I had one sister that created a blog, and I was like, why don't you join my site and you can put all that stuff on there and you can do it for free, because it's costing you money to have your own blog, and it's under somebody else's control, even though it's under my control. But I'm not controlling like that. I don't charge my members to use any feature on the site except for the businesses, because if you selling hair care products and you got a jar of conditioner and it's $30, you give me 5 a month, and you selling 10 jars, and you don't have no overhead or no website or nothing, that's a win. That's the only charge that I have on the site is that. Now you can make donations. I mean, if people donate money, a couple dollars here and there and stuff like that, it's cool. It's just the unity part of the situation. That's what I basically go for. It's the unity of it all. I've had people tell me, thank you for creating the site, because, we need our own space. I'm tired of getting blocked on Facebook. And some people are scared. Some people are really scared to do anything that's all black. I had friends this weekend, telling me, why you only sell stuff to black people? Because, they're like, if I did that just for 13% of the population, I'd go broke. I'm like, well, this is, like I said, this is my cross to bear. I'm doing this about black people. I like money. Ain't nobody adverse to it, but I don't want everybody buying my stuff, because I make, a little merchandise, and, I don't want everybody buying my stuff, because it's not for them. Black Lives Matter do whatever they do. They have their t-shirts and hats and stuff like that. It's great. My stuff is strictly for black people. I do all the sales, my site, when I can sell something. So, because I want to have that relationship with the person, not just, okay, go to this link and order your stuff and have a nice day. I want to have a relationship with you. You my brother, you my sister. You know, we rise and fall together. You know, I want us to, you know, I want you to see I'm a real person, not just a name on Facebook or whatever, or Instagram. You know, you can actually talk to me. You can't talk to Mark Zuckerberg. You can't talk to whoever the hell owns Twitter.
Right. That's right.
You couldn't get to them if you wanted to.
Well,
unless you had millions of dollars.
Well, we hope to get you so big where you have that closed door too. Where you get so big you need 14
Man,
people.
I ain't gonna never get that big.
Got it.
I ain't gonna. I don't want to get that. If you equate my mindset to Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather, I'm Muhammad Ali. I want to be able to walk down the street and have my people say, "Hey, how you doing, champ? Thank you for what you do," and shake my hand. Not have 15 bodyguards around because you thinking somebody gonna beat you up.
Wow, you're a much better person than him. I want the fame, the glory, the money, the car.
Oh yeah, all that.
I want all that stuff. I want to be huge. I want to be Beyonce status. Right,
bruh. You can have all that if you do your people right for the most part. Even though you could say, well, black people killed Malcolm, well, that was a whole, you ain't got 100% of nothing, but
right.
Hell, at least I want to try.
Got it. Yeah. So before we let you go, I want you to share with us the legacy you like to have with this website, how everybody can find you and how they can support it. How can we support it? And then I want to know about the legacy you hope to have with this site.
Well, you can support the site basically by joining. And
it's free. It's free. Don't get it mixed up.
Yeah.
The business is $5. To join is free.
Yeah. The site is free. All the features on the site are free. That's the difference between Our Time Now and a few other so-called black social media sites. All the features on Our Time Now.
Does Black People Meet free?
Black People Meet is owned by an old white man.
Oh Lord! What about Christian Mingle? There's a lot of black people.
Yeah, he owns that too.
Oh, no.
So Black People Meet is not a black-owned site.
Neither is BET, by the way. It's owned by Viacom.
Oh, yeah,
so don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Well, we already knew that. We already knew he sold that so he can get the Charlotte Bobcats, and then he sold it to Michael Jordan.
Right.
But yeah, so I have to say that because all the features on Our Time Now are free. Mm-hmm. If you want to donate on the webpage, there is a donate button there. You can hit donate, and it'll you can donate 50 cents, $1, whatever, $100,000 if you want to. I don't know. I'm just saying, whatever you want to donate, if you want to donate, it's your choice. The legacy I want, I did an article. I got interviewed in like 2016, and it took me forever because I started the site in 2012. All my friends were telling me, you need to get out there and put your face out there so people can see you actually. I said, dude, I don't want me to be the focus of the site. I want the site to be the focus of the site. So the legacy is I want Our Time Now to be thought of as the black site for black people. If it's nothing else, they can't say, oh, he lets everybody get on the site just like Facebook. His site is only for black people. Now, depending on how you look at it, that might be a good thing, that might be a bad thing, but it's my thing. And, that's the way it is, because you either stand for something or fall for anything. I could have a whole bunch of people on the site, and I've had people ask me if I wanted to sell it. And I was like, why? I was like, I'm cool. If I make $1, I made more than I had. And number one, and number two, at least I showed, at least somebody was interested in the site enough to give me $1. That's my gratification. When people join the site, I'm like, cool, at least I did. So somebody somebody knew about the site because I don't really advertise it because I already know. I have an idea. That's why I said the 4 pillars of me, my father, Malcolm, Martin, and Medgar. Them 3, the retirement plan for black revolutionaries, there is none. So I already know if I get real big, what the future I'm going to face. I'm going to be a target, and they're going to try to take me out. But that's okay because if I die for my people, and I died, at least making a mark saying that brother did something, that people are gonna remember, that's cool. I'd rather be you either doing something or you in the way, and I'd rather be doing something than being in the way.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Being a part of the
I
movement.
try.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All while you are raising a family out in one of the most expensive places on the planet with you and your babies, feeding them, getting situated, and loving on your kids, being an ultimate black man, creating content and a platform for us, doing what's right. And this ain't brand new. He ain't jumping on the bandwagon of being black. He's been doing this when it wasn't popular. So
when it wasn't nothing. Don't forget that. When it wasn't nothing. It wasn't
That's
nothing.
exactly right. So listen, I hope y'all will go and join the movement of Hourtimenow.com. Don't do Our Time and get some old people and some people that don't look familiar. Some
old people dating site.
You might see your granny on there. You might see your granny if you go to Our Time. It is Our Time Now, and I'm elated. Like, I was so excited to be able to find you and connect with you and support you. And I hope we will continue to support each other. Joey White, thank you so much for joining me today on the show. And brother, listen, you are welcome anytime you got a new button or a new feature or a new platform. We welcome you on this show. We will support you and anybody else surrounded by you. We're going to put our hands around you and love on you and your people and keep that 16-year-old boy safe and out of harm's way. Wash your hands too, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me, and anytime you want to get my opinion on the weather, you know where to find me.
I sure do. I got you. Listen, I got a place in LA too. So, and anytime you add a new button, I want to know about it. If you add a new feature, okay, I want to know about it because we need to get everybody to the site.
Real quick, the next thing I'm going to be doing, because I have to study for the baby bar. In California, just to give your listeners a real quick thing. In California, you got two ways to become an attorney. You can either go to law school,
or you can do the Kim Kardashian way.
Okay, that's three then. Or you can get what they call, you can learn the law, which is have an attorney teach you everything you need to know so you can take the bar. But the first thing you have to do when you go to non-traditional way, which is going to online law school or learning the law, you have to take what they call the first year law student exam or the baby bar. That consists of three classes: criminal law, contracts, and torts. Torts are injury crimes. Those are the cases that Judge Mathis and Judge Joe Brown and all of them deal with tort injuries. You hit my car, you killed my cat, and stuff like that. I have to start studying for that test because I'm trying to take it in November. So what I'm trying to do is ask all of the members on the site to give me some articles or some questions, some legal questions and stuff like that, and I will give you the legal answer that I know of as far as what I'm studying out of those three things. Like, we got a lot of criminal cases going on right now with all the killings and stuff like that. So anybody that joins the site that wants to ask me those questions, about whatever article, I'll try to break it down for you and give you the legal definitions of what's going on. Because I forget what case it was. Oh, I know what it was. That cop that killed Bolton John. Prime example. I was on Facebook and I told him, and I said, okay, here's the deal. I got A, B, C, D, E. This is what she's going to get. I said, she's going to get 5 years. And that was about 2 weeks before she got it. And what she get? 5 years. And they said, damn, you hit it right on the head. I said, I know. Because this is how you break the situation down. And they said, oh, damn, you done taught me something. So I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to help my people learn also. So it's a double-edged sword. See, it's not only just sitting on there ha-ha and kiki and showing pictures and stuff like that. I'm trying to help my people come up with knowledge and education. So, join the site, shoot me some questions, and let's get this thing rocking and rolling.
All right. Joey White, Our Time Now. Hour, Our Time Now. Thank you so much for joining us. I will let you get back to your fam, son. Good luck on the baby bar. Good luck with the website. Make sure you go out and support it. It is absolutely free. Businesses, if you got $5, send the man $5 so y'all can be on the site. It's simple. And you supporting a brother. I appreciate you. And you supporting all his children. Joey White, thank you. I appreciate you, Joey.
Thanks, bro.
Have a good night, boss man.
You too, bro.
Thank you. Joey White, our special guest. We will have the link to Our Time in the show link. You can go on Spreaker.com and get that. Or it's also available on our Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook page. It will all be in there right now and made available for you so you can join the free site. All right, coming up on episode 20, we're going to introduce you to the new co-host, feature host of Kings of the Village. You don't want to miss episode 20 of Kings of the Village. We're going to be going live this Friday around 6, 7, and 8, depending on where you are in the world, or maybe a little earlier. If you in LA, if you in Singapore, it's going to be a whole different dynamic. If you in Japan, I don't even know what time it is. It might be 4 in the morning. Either way, I hope you will join us. I appreciate you joining us. Make sure you stay connected always on all our platforms, from Spotify to iHeartRadio to Apple and Google Podcast and much more, and SoundCloud. Thank you for all our listeners everywhere. Go out and make it a perfect day. I'm Stephion. Join us again for episode 20 of Kings of the Village.